All right, everybody, welcome back. So it's been a while. Just took a break after Georgia Jets, and I did a little bit on this guy over here, kind of diagnosing what the issue is. So I got to do a repair on this one, which I talked about in my last video. And as I mentioned, I think as well, was getting back to this guy. It's been sitting here for, gosh, over 2 years, probably closer to 3, if not 3. Just because it was such a pig and so many issues, and I won't rehash all that. If you want to see the issues, it's well documented. I've decided to finally just ditch my Mcotech system, and this is really this one and my F-14 Tomcat, which I have for sale, were the last two that had the Mcotech systems, the battery backers. I had bought a couple extra because they stopped making them, and I have pretty much enough to do 3 jets, which sucks because it's a good system. It's great for S-Bus. It's a little heavier, especially than the DLP-2 that I use now. Where's it at? Oh, this guy. So you can kind of see it, looking at the size difference. And I use these are really the best alternative for like true S-Bus, because you would clip these leads and they had these big thick wire. I mean, look, this is the wire thickness that you would run. This is just basically a decoder, but you would take the same wire and it would clip in here. You could have 4 of them. So what I would do is 1 to each tail, typically down to each side, and then 1 to each wing. And they were great because they were really thick, and then you would take these terminals and you would just clamp these terminals on, and then you would plug your servo right into there. So you got really thick wires to handle the voltage of multiple servos on one lead, and I ran it in everything for years, and it was great. But it is old. They quit making them, and without this type of system and something more modern, I think the closest thing you can get would be a Powerbox Royal that has the 4 ports on it. But the thing I hate about Powerbox is the same thing I hate about the AR stuff. It's like they want you to do everything in their power system. And what's the point in having these expensive ass radios if you're just going to have to do all the programming in the power system? So that being, well, I mean, if you have some planes with a lot of servos, that will help because you can match servos versus having to have a channel for each. But I typically like to have 1 channel for every servo. That way I can do unlimited programming. So it kind of limits you, that's why I don't go with Powerbox. I would love to have a Powerbox. If Powerbox would just do like one of their serial receiver systems that essentially is a dual battery, dual receiver, swap batteries if one fails, with the 4 ports for the bus, then I would go for it. Like, I don't need a lot of their crap, but it's like $800 for that damn thing. So this is what I'm going to go with from now on until I either switch to Jetty, which I'm thinking about down the road, or something better comes out. It's a lot less weight, does everything I need to do. I've got it in all my other jets, so it seems to be a very well designed piece of equipment. That being said, I do have to go back and pull all these leads, or these, so you can kind of see them right here. So these are the 2 on each side, S-Bus leads out from down the jet. So what I'm going to do is tie some strings, and as I pull them out, it'll pull the string through so I can run the new wire, because I'm just going to do a typical Powerbox servo wire setup like I've done all the other ones. And look at this, man. This is by far the worst jet I've ever built when it comes to wiring. Like, there's no way to make this thing not a big blob of wires, because you have all these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 air valves, a sequencer. You've got the light controller, And then all this other stuff up here for these slime lights. They have these crazy slime light system. Has 3 wires, which is another thing that kills me. It has 3 wires on that damn or plugs to make it work properly. It's not just a switch on and off or any of this crap. It's weird. It takes a lot of playing around with it to figure it out. But anyways, it's a lot of wire, a lot of mess, and it's a small area, as you can kind of see. And there's just no way to make it pretty. I mean, you could, but it would take a lot of extra wire length, a lot of extra tubing, and that just adds up. But I am going to go back and I'm going to clean it up the best I can because I'm going to redo it. A lot of this right now, I've already pulled the UATs out. I just kind of got them hanging over the side. I pulled the pumps out. As you can see, pumps are out. That's the back fuel tray. That's the front equipment tray. And I'll organize it the best I can. I did a pretty good job initially, but I'm gonna go back and do some more. Just tie up everything, make it nice and pretty, as they say. But anyways, I gotta run a lot of wire because the tail section has each side you have 3 wires, stab, rudder, and thrust vectoring, and then this is your fuel line, which is no big deal. So I'll have 3 wires ran to the nose, so 3, 6, and then the wings have 3, so 3, 6, 9, 12 more wires I gotta run. Ugh. Fucking hey, that's a lot. This thing's got a lot of servos in it. And then it's got a lot of friggin' gear doors and bomb doors. You got these side doors that open up. I don't ever use them. I should just fucking disconnect them and glue them closed. I don't ever open them up in flight. Typically, they end up sticking, or the bottom ones will pull open if you go too fast with it. So, honestly, I could ditch it. And then you got all these wire lights. So it's a lot. This has got a lot in it. It's almost got as much as the Tomcat does. So anyways, I am back at that, and that's kind of what I'm doing, is just kind of pulling everything out and running new wires. I mean, it'll go quick. Like once I go in, I gotta go in and get some string. I gotta cut at least I gotta cut 12 strings. That way I can, when I pull all this stuff back out, I'm gonna pull the strings through. That way I can just take and I can pull the string back through, and it'll pull the wires as I need them, because the tanks are in there. I've got, they're removable, but it's shoe goop. So once the shoe goop is dry, it's definitely harder to get out, but you could remove them for maintenance. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to run string and everything. So, yeah. So that's kind of where we're at. Just want to show you guys this. It's got a lot, man. It's a lot, and it's a small area. The jet is a very big jet, wide, but the nose gets very short and tapered and stubby. And all your equipment, unless you want to add, 2 pounds or 3 pounds to the nose and just weight, you're gonna have to put all your equipment up here. So last time I was able to, with 2 batteries here, 2 batteries here, and then a 3rd or a 5th battery, which is for the lights back here, it balanced without any weight. So it's got a lot of nose weight needed because the rear tail mount. So just remember that if you build one of these, is to push everything far forward as you can, or you're gonna end up having to add lead weight. And I don't like to add, I will do everything possible to avoid adding lead weight. I think the only jet I actually have nose weight is the A7, and it just because I mean, it is what it is. It's just a tail, came out a little tail heavy, but it doesn't have much and it doesn't bother it. So anyways, just a little update, kind of show you what I'm doing here, and this will go pretty quick. I'm off tomorrow, so I'm hoping to get, being Veterans Day, get all the wires around. I'm actually going to try to get it to a point tonight where I can start. Actually, I'm probably going to try to pull all the wire tonight and then just do all the ends, because crimping the ends is what takes so long. So at least get the string ran through it so I can pull, one at a time and hook up the servos. So, but yeah, so getting there. This is despite all the issues, it does fly really well. The only thing I can't stand about it is no matter how hard you try, you still seem to always rub those tips on these wings. And I don't know how it happens, because I've never seen myself actually scrub a wing or touch a wing on landing or takeoff, but it always does it. And just about every one I've ever seen end up getting a little mark right here. And I think what it is they don't put enough. Like last one, I didn't have any give to the mains, and the nose would kind of sit low. So this one, I noticed it has a little bit more sponginess and absorbing to the mains. So I'm actually going to take some air out of these so it sits a little lower, do about half the stroke. So it'll sit right there and let me give a little bit more positive, kind of a better nose, that kind of a higher alpha, which will help it rotate, because this one takes a little bit longer to rotate because the landing gear is so far back. So it's got a further back pivot point, so it takes a lot more to get this thing, the nose up off the ground. But so the more positive angle of attack you can add will help. Plus I'm going to add a little toe in on the rudders on this one, because it helps. So anyways, so getting at it on the Starscream theme F-22. You guys have a good one. Don't forget to give a thumbs up, thumbs down, subscribe. Any questions, hit me up and I'll get back to you on it. Cheers.